Eddie Collins. Collins was a small, strong, quick, and agile, and extremely competitive and smart baseball player. He was nervous and an edgy man, like Johnny Evers, couldn't quite sit still. On the baseball field, he was aggressive to the point of being arrogant. Off the field, he was modest to the point of being shy. Collins is described in various sources as the best bunter in the history of baseball, the best hit and run man in the history of baseball, the best defensive second baseman in the history of baseball, the best sign stealer who ever lived, and the greatest World Series star who ever lived. Kid Gleason, who managed Collins on the White Sox, said that Collins was the greatest team player, and Connie Mack echoed that same statement. Billy Evans, who was the umpire for many years while Collins was on the field and later a general manager, said Collins was the quickest thinker that he ever saw. Collins would play for two teams in his career, with the White Sox, and bookended starting and ending his career with the Philadelphia Athletics. He played in nearly 3,000 games, almost 10,000 at-bats, nearly 2,000 runs, and 1,300 RBIs. Collins would walk close to 1,500 times, had 741 stolen bases, and finished with a career batting average of .333. Collins would finish with the fourth most hits in baseball history at the time of his retirement, only behind legendary Cobb, Speaker, and Wagner. And he was the sixth player to enter the 3,000 hit club. Collins was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame, as you see his plaque right here, and will go down as one of the legendary baseball players who ever lived. You can find Eddie Collins' card in OOTP 23, a 75 rated silver who has done extremely well, and I am proud to say that Eddie Collins is a Rocky Mountain Gladiator. Welcome to Simulation Gaming Digital Realities. We'll be back in a few moments. All right, welcome back to another episode number 8 already of our regular Perfect Team franchise, where we are covering the Rocky Mountain Gladiators. Again, if you've stumbled across this channel, this is Simulation Gaming Digital Realities. I thank you for stopping in. I hope you enjoy the content, and I hope you leave a little like and comment and subscribe to the channel. It really helps with the content that I produce. So thank you for stopping by. All right, before we get into the actual team, I want to address a comment that Eddie left. This is my first year playing Perfect Team. Thank you for your help. Do you have any plans to cover the missions? Well, Eddie, let's start with a little bit of mission talk before we look at our team today. And thank you for the comment. OOTP recently announced their Build a Lineup missions, where you can earn some of these historical players by completing missions. Notice there is a bronze and a silver mission for each player. So as you look at the cards, the card art might be a little different, but there are 2 cards for each player, a bronze and a silver. You earn these bronze ones by opening packs, and the silver ones by completing missions. Or You can buy either of them on the card shop, but they're going to be pretty pricey to start off with because these are the new missions announced by OOTP. So when we look at completing missions, sometimes they take a little bit of time, and that's fine. You don't need to rush through them. All right, so in your perfect team setup screen, if you go to main and you go to collect missions, here are all the OOTP current missions. And throughout the year, they will add more missions and you can earn more cards. Now, again, all of these cards can be bought off the card shop as well. So sometimes a player will finish a mission and decide that they don't want to use the card and they will sell it. Or you can earn them. I like to always sort my missions by completion percentage, highest to lowest, and only showing the incomplete missions. Otherwise, you get all your completed missions filling up the first couple pages and a little bit tougher to navigate. So now you can see that I am sorting by highest percentage to lowest. So I have 3 out of 6 necessary cards already to get a free standard pack. I can click on the mission, the little plus sign, and it will show me the 3 cards I currently own in green and all the other cards that I could use to complete the mission. I only need 3 more of these. So if I click on one of them, it says look up in the card shop. And if I want to buy Alex Visa, I can do that. I can put in a buy order and I can say, I don't want to buy him for the current price listed. I want him a little bit less. These are all the other users that have put in buy orders. So right now, if I put in a buy order of 120, I'm probably going to get him. I'm going to get him sooner than these other users. If I put in a buy order of 55, it's going to take me a long time because those people that are selling the card are going to accept these a higher amount before they accept mine. So I'm going to hold off because generally, as the season goes on, more of these players become available and this price will drop dramatically. My guess is within 2 or 3 weeks, this card you can buy for 30 or 40 perfect points. There's no rush to finish these missions. You shouldn't be in a rush. Take your time, develop, earn the missions over time rather than trying to finish them all right away. Now, when you're trying to finish a mission for a specific card, for example, the Pedro Martinez Montreal card, it's a 95 diamond card. He's going to help your team out fairly quickly. This might be a card you try to achieve as soon as you can. Live players are the ones that you need to get to finish the mission. So in this case, you need 30 cards. I have 8 of them already. It's a good start. I could go and I could buy 22 more, and then it would automatically give me Pedro Martinez, and I could use him in my lineups. Now remember, these are not for your perfect drafts. These are only for your regular perfect team. And I suspect since most of these cards are live players that you need, many users will get Pedro Martinez fairly quickly. You're going to see a lot of Pedro Martinez cards in play very soon because this is a fairly easy challenge. Look, I could buy Patrick Murphy for 16 perfect points. So I'm going to buy him. Okay. Card successfully bought. And now if I go back to my missions, see if OOTP takes me back there. Patrick Murphy, where are you? Right here. I bought him for 16 perfect points. Now I have 9 of the 30 cards I need. Your lower level, your iron cards are going to be a lot cheaper. 10 perfect points. So you can get a lot of these missions accomplished for fairly cheap. If you need a higher card, like a 75, it's going to cost you more perfect points. So what I would suggest that you do is you go and you buy up the very cheap players. Okay, the 11, the 10, the 16. You don't necessarily need to finish the mission right away. So I'm going to buy that one for 18. I'm going to go back and I'm going to buy Riley Adams for 10. You're not going to get them for much cheaper, guys. You might get them for 8 or 9, but why wait? Spend the extra point or two to get these relatively low iron cards while you can. 12, buy. So notice I bought the one for 12. The next one available is 14. So typically they will show you the lowest one that's available. Once that's purchased, then they'll show you the next lowest one available. So I got a deal. Okay, let's just buy a couple more. This one's 15. I buy it. I own it. The next lowest one is 16 points. So that's a cool feature of OOTP is they're always going to show you the cheapest option. Buy it for 13. Next one's listed for 14, which again, isn't too much higher. It's not going to break the bank, if you know what I mean. This one's 11, and the next one's 12. All right, so that is how you accomplish your missions. So now I have 15 of the 30 cards. Again, I'm not going to go and finish the mission. It's going to take too much time, but you get the idea. I bought a few. I went from 8 to 16. So again, missions are added every week or 2 weeks or every month. I'm not sure on the OOTP schedule, but typically they'll put a little splash screen. Again, the build a legend. If I want to look for the ones that were just announced, okay, your build a legend one, build a lineup. So Willie McCovey, here's the build a lineup silver. In order to earn this, I need to do 2 things. I need the bronze, Willie McCovey, and I need the Willie McCovey bronze mission to complete as well. So somewhere in here, there's a Willie McCovey bronze mission. Okay, I'm not going to sort through, but you can put it, oh, here it is right here. Willie McCovey bronze mission, I need 11 cards. And again, most of these will be fairly cheap. If I click on one of them, well, that one's 196. I'm not going to buy that one right now. All right, so that gives you a little bit of a heads up on how you can earn cards, okay, through these missions. All right. So this kind of, goes hand in hand with the card shop. So if I go to the card shop and I look up McCovey, McCovey. I want to see if there's a build a lineup McCovey for sale. Might have put in the wrong name, Willie McCovey. No, don't see one. Let's check out Boggs, because I know Boggs was part of this as well. Here we go. So if I want to finish the build a lineup Boggs, I need the bronze card. Now, hopefully I'll get him in a pack, or I can buy him off the market for 4,500 points. That is the cheapest that is being sold right now. My advice, wait. There's no rush. He is not going to help you in your lineup that much. Maybe if you're doing tournaments, but not in your regular lineup. This will be between 300 and 500 within a couple weeks as more and more get opened. So I would be patient. Take a look at the missions. Remember, on the missions, you can sort by difficulty. More stars mean it's more difficult to complete. So I can go through and I can say, let's sort this by difficulty. There's no 1-star ones. 2-star, okay? These are the easiest missions that you can complete right now, which means they're going to cost you less if you buy the cards off the card shop. All right, so there is our mission update. Good luck in your pack opening. Good luck on completing missions. Some of these cards are fantastic cards. You will want them in your lineup. Okay, a 75 might not help you too much, but if we sort by most difficult, here we go. I'm getting a historical pack, and I'm getting a Shoeless Joe Jackson 96. He's going to help your team. I'm getting 2 regular packs and a 100 level Hank Aaron. But these are all the missions I need to complete to get Hank Aaron. That's why it's a difficulty of 5. So again, take your time, build your missions. I like to kind of open a lot of packs along the way, get a lot of free cards in the packs, and then if I'm missing 1 or 2, for instance, I only need 4 more here, I might go in and say, okay, which 4 do I need? Can I get some cheap ones and get the free card? All right, let's go back and see how the Gladiators are doing. All right, so here we are as of, today is Friday the 13th, which means there are 2 more days before the playoffs. Well, a day and a half before the playoffs. Playoffs in Perfect Team are always on Sundays. So the league will run from Monday to Saturday, and then on Sunday will be the playoffs, and then the realignments and promotions and demotions will take place late Sunday night, and new leagues start up Monday morning. As you can see, guys, Rocky Mountain is faltering. We are in the highest tiered leagues at the moment. If we look at the universe, we are in Silver 253. That's because we did so well in the entry pool last week that we got bumped up to the highest level. Remember, I am a avoid paying to play player. That means I do not prefer to buy a lot of perfect points. So I don't buy a lot of points to buy the better players. I don't buy a lot of packs with money to try and get the better players. I go basically with points that I earn from my missions, points that I earn from the team doing well, and every once in a while purchasing a card off the card shop that I think might help me a little bit. So I play a lot of bronze tournaments. I tend to buy some good bronze players for those tournaments, but they might not be good enough to be on my current team in Perfect League. So, Gladiators, last place right now. We can't compete against these higher level teams. We will likely get demoted. Let's take a quick look at the standings. Again, we are last in the Central Division, and if we look at the possible relegation, we are on the edge. We are 1 game out of being relegated, and I'm fine with that. If we drop down to bronze, I'm totally cool with that because we don't have the team to compete at these higher levels yet. I always try to do the best I can with the players that I have. I don't try to tank and put in all my iron players and go down to the bottom level and take advantage of earning perfect points. Some people do that, and that's cool because algorithms are in play. Perfect Team will look at all the cards that you own, and if you try to tank or field a disastrous team on purpose, they may not let you submit the lineup because the algorithms say, hey, wait a minute, you've got higher level players. You should be playing them. We're not going to let you tank. So some players will find kind of where does that algorithm kick in? How bad can I be where they'll let me submit the team? I again try to do the best I can with the players I have. And if I get demoted, fine. If I get promoted, that's fine as well. Now we only have 1,500 perfect points, so we can't buy too many packs today. All we can get is one. All it takes is one to pull a really good player. So here we go, guys. Let's open this pack. Let's see what we get. Let me just check the sound effects. Okay, the sound effects are on. You can adjust your pack opening by going to the gear over here. And right in this area, you can set how you want to display your packs being opened. You can open up the whole pack right at once, or you can have it go card by card. You can adjust the sound, the delay, all those kind of things. All right, let's open this pack. Let's hope for at least a gold. I'm betting 2 bronze and 4 iron. Well, 3 bronze and 3 iron. Not much better. Once again, these players will not be good enough to be on the team right now. Good utility guy, bad ratings. Decent control, not good enough. And again, not good enough. So as I call it, a dud pack. Again, players that I can put on the auction market or players that can help me in missions. Now I don't have to go buy 6 players for 15 perfect points each. I've got those players for those missions. Also as well, what you can do if you want to find out if a player is part of a mission, if you open up their card, and if you go to, they used to show it right on the screen here. Let's see, create a sell order. Right here, it will display if this card is part of a mission. So Dick Lundy is not part of any of those missions that I showed you before. So he's not going to be as much in demand because he's not part of a mission. Later on in the season, OOTP might add him as a mission player. Seth Lugo, let's take a look at him. Here we go. Appears in 2 missions. So he's part of this Live 20 New York mission and Live Complete New York mission. I've owned him, so he is complete partially in these missions. Right, so that gives you an idea what kind of value your cards have. If you have a player that is part of 3 or 4 missions, like Nick Senzo, part of 3 missions, you might be able to sell him for a little more because he's going to be in more demand because he's part of 3 missions. So you can see here, if I create a new sell order, the value is much more than 15 points or 50 points or 100 points because he's part of 3 missions. All right, let's finish off very quickly by looking at our team. Not much that we're going to explore with our team today. We're going to look at our pitching stats, see if we need to adjust a little bit with our pitchers. Kirk Farrell 9-7, Lance McCullers, way to go. You guys are performing above what I would expect. Mr. Harangue, awful, 2-13. We're going to do something with you. Frank Larry, oh, the little engine that could. Covered him in the last episode. If you haven't watched that, go back and watch episode 7. Find out a little bit about Frank Larry. And Noah Syndergaard, 0-4, just not doing it. Again, I don't have really any better options. My bullpen is, again, doing the best they can. I'm not overly disappointed in the bullpen. My starting pitching, I'm going to move Frank up a little bit simply because he's a high-level gold. I'm hoping he will get his act in gear. And Noah Syndergaard, I'm going to put you in as well. I'm going to go to a 4-man rotation. and put Aaron on long relief and emergency starter. That may cut out a few starts that he has, give these guys a little more playing time. We'll see how that does. My hitters, how are we doing? How are my franchise guys doing lately? Let's rank by WAR. I'm happy to see that almost everyone is above a 0. 3 guys, Kendall, Owen Miller, and Ty Cobb, negative WAR. But when I look at their average, it's good enough to stay on the team. Look at that, all above a 260 average. They get to stay. Best WAR, Eddie Collins. Well, look at that. Who did we feature at the beginning of the episode? Mr. Reliable, Mr. One of the greatest of all time. If you guys don't have an Eddie Collins, I highly recommend you go get him. Go to the card shop, see what he's selling for. 2,000 points, well worth it. He will earn you that back in perfect points within a week or 2. Cheap, that's a cheap card. Go get him if you don't have him already. So he is hitting 308, above 400 slugging percentage, 8 triples, 38 RBIs, 56 walks. Mr. Mel Ott, oh, let's take a look at this lovely historical card. Mel, since our discussion, how have you been doing? Mel, you boosted your average. Excellent. I need you to boost it a little more, okay? Just a little bit. 225. Let's try and get there. 2 WAR. Lots of walks and RBIs. Excellent. 22 home runs. You're leading the team. Much better. You're back in the good books, Mel. Thank you. You're going to stay in the cleanup spot. Other than that, I don't see anyone that's really hurting the team with average. So I'm going to leave it for another sim. Mr. Ramos, Vaughn Hayes, and Fred Kendall have these blue slump markers. So sometimes what I do, because you never know if it affects gameplay, I'm going to go to strategy, and I'm going to say bench him for 1 game. And I'm going to go back to Vaughn Hayes, and I'm going to do the same. Bench him for 1 game. And Mr. Fred Kendall, bench him for a game. You guys are going to ride the pine. Need you to get out of your slump. Maybe you need a little bit more rest. Now, if you have a lot of guys that have low batteries, especially if they're in the red, you don't want to bench your players too often, because it's just going to wear these guys out quicker. So you don't want to bench them more than a game or 2 games. But I find, especially in the last couple versions of OOTP, benching a player does help. So maybe it's built into the algorithm. All right, we're not going to change anything else with our lineup. We're going to move Ty down 1 spot. Try and increase that WAR a little bit. The diamond player we brought in last time was, where is he here? Brian Reynolds, who was the guy we brought in that we got in our free diamond pack. Tito Francona. Look at that, Tito. Next pizza's on me. I'm buying your next meal. You are on a hitting streak of at least 5 games. Great average, great player. Where are you in the lineup? You're hitting number 6, 328. DJ's hitting 281. Congrats, Tito. We're going to move you up in the lineup. I hope it doesn't negatively affect you. All right, if we look at our leaderboard to finish off the episode, no gladiators amongst the leaders for our players, not amongst the leaders for team play, and with our hitting line league, if we go to the whole league, Hank Aaron, a 100 perfect player, leads with 41 home runs. which you would expect. WAR, Hank Aaron leads with a 7.5 WAR. Average, Jimmy Fox, congratulations, 93 diamond player. And you'll notice that players can earn little badges here. So Jimmy Fox made the All-Star team. And if we look at some of our pitching leaders for the whole league, Mr. Ames, 100 peak perfect player, leads the league in wins. Give some love to our relievers. Dave Leeper has the most saves. And in terms of pitcher WAR, Mark Pryor leads the league with a 5.1 pitching WAR. Streaks, anyone that we want to point out here? Hitting streak of 21, Mr. Hayes, the same as last episode. Save streak, Rivera. And who else do we give some love to? Consecutive stolen base, a current streak, because it's got the asterisks. Mr. Greg Jones has a 19-game stolen base streak. That's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you. A little longer episode than normal, but I wanted to cover some missions. Hopefully that helped you out, Eddie. If anyone else has questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section underneath the video. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up like button. We'll see you in episode 9. Come on, Gladiators. Let's pull off a few more wins. It's a great day for baseball.